Last night I did the Elderton 5K. Finished third overall in 19 minutes 12 seconds. One of my slower times for the race, probably roughly a minute behind last year's time. My one buddy showed up, he was faster than me, so I wasn't really going to try yesterday. Plus, I was doing some races this morning, so I used it more of a shakeout run than anything last night, which is probably a smarter move. But I always like to go and support the Elderton Fire Company. I mean, for $15, you get a t-shirt and a trophy, so you really can't beat the deal at all. That's why, another reason why I like to support it. I mean, they're just nice people in general as well. And you do get a cool trophy. I don't know if I got it handy. Probably do here. So this is like my third place trophy, so it's pretty big. On the way there, it was raining pretty good. There was actually some tornadoes that touched down like Pittsburgh, and they were coming that way, but thankfully they never made it to Elderton. But just driving through Indiana, Rush Valley and stuff, there was some very big raindrops. It was pouring down rain in some spots. And I was driving to Elderton, I was like, man, this is just gonna suck. I shouldn't even do this race. But thankfully it was just a little heavier than like a mist. I want to say like during the race and even like after, just enough to make you wet and cold and miserable, but not a downpour where it's just completely a shit show. So I am glad I still went. It was a nice atmosphere. I got to talk to a bunch of people too, and like I said, it was a shakeout run. There was a shit ton of kids at the start of the race, like in the front of us, like older people. Probably 15 to 20 kids. We just stayed back instead of pushing our way through. But as we started, we just quickly went around them, and probably 2 tenths in, we were in front of them all. Me and like 3 other friends. Other than that, it's a nice, challenging course. A couple nice hills. It is very spectator friendly. If you stand like near the bank or whatever, you can see people 3 or 4 times just by moving like 50 feet. So family and friends could spectate pretty good if they choose to. There's always people out in Elderton, like on their porches and garages and stuff, cheering us on. So it's always a nice atmosphere in general, you know, community backed. I felt good overall. Did go a little fast the first 2 miles before pulling back some. I just probably got caught up in the moment. Not that I was going real hard or redlining, but I didn't want to do it in like the 5-minute area. I wanted to stay in like the high 6s and the 7s. So like my 19 time more or less came from that last mile where I did pull back, going up the last little hill. Not sure what else to really say that I haven't said about the race before. You know, like previous years, I've done this maybe a half dozen times. I've won in a few years. Finished third a couple times, maybe second a couple times. I don't know. Either way, whatever. Just one of those Friday night races I like to go to with a 7 o'clock start. Did take a nap before. That's probably about it. That one, nice, short and sweet, but there's really not much to talk about because the top 2 were in front of me, and I just slowly let them get me more and more. Again, I'm not wasn't gonna win, so there was no point in trying to keep up or chase them down, put forth an effort. But whatever. I got my trophy, got my shirt. Got my shakeout run in. Did get a little cold after the race, I will say that. I changed clothes, but I didn't change shoes and socks because I figured if it was still raining, there was no point, so I just kept my Norfolk Pro 4s on. And then by the time they did awards, I was starting to freeze pretty good just because my feet were so cold. So that was a little bit of a mistake, but at the same time it was smart, you know, not getting another pair of shoes wet and socks. Did take a few clips of people finishing. There was like an 88-year-old guy who's there every year, finished the race. Always nice to see him out there. Can't remember his name offhand, but I've seen him every year I've done it, which is awesome. I like to see that. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to keep that short and sweet for this one.